Disneyland Paris looks magical, but it's surprisingly easy to do it wrong. With 2 parks, over 50 attractions, and weather that ranges from boiling hot to just above freezing, we wanted to give you our best tips and tricks to help you maximize your visit to Monsieur Mouse when you only have 1 day to spend at the park on your trip to France. He's Jeff, I'm Jessica, and this is Weekend Runaways. First things first is tickets. You'll need to buy your pass in advance before arriving to the gate. With 2 parks residing at the Disneyland Paris Resort, people ask if they should get a single park day pass or a park hopper, and for that, we say this. If you can only afford one, Disneyland Paris, the main park, is a full day experience. Walt Disney Studios Park is not. For that, we'd recommend getting the 2-park pass.
Walt Disney Studios Park is great. It has Tower of Terror, it has the Avengers coaster, it has the Ratatouille in France area, but it's not what I would say a full day park. So I really recommend getting that 2-park ticket so that you can go back and forth. You'll be able to avoid crowds and check out different rides, and so I really recommend it. It's a lower price point and I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you only have 1 day to enjoy Disneyland Paris.
One little hack that Jeff and I have found is that it's sometimes cheaper to go through a third party for purchasing your tickets. We've used Get Your Guide many times, and you simply just scan your ticket from your phone at the gate. Okay, so when you get into the park, Main Street USA looks very similar to Disneyland California and Magic Kingdom, but one helpful addition that may make traversing the park much easier are the hidden tunnels they have behind the stores.
Right now everyone's getting ready for a big parade here on Main Street, so it's really crowded and hard to get around. But if you go to the sides, both sides have one, you can take this tunnel that goes behind all the shops on Main Street, and there's hardly ever people in it, and it will take you all the way to where the castle is.
If you've been to Disneyland or Magic Kingdom before, this next part is where most people accidentally waste their day. So this can save you a lot of frustration. One of our favorite things about Disneyland Paris is seeing their spin on the rides we love back home. Phantom Manor, for example, is a much darker take on the Haunted Mansion that focuses on the bride. Thunder Mountain takes place on its own island with the roller coaster going underground. Space Mountain starts with a cannon launch uphill. Instead of focusing on what you should go on, I'm going to focus on what to skip if you've been to either Disneyland or Magic Kingdom.
So one ride that I would say is probably not worth your time at Disneyland Paris is Star Tours, which you can see behind me. It's basically the same exact ride as you can get everywhere else in Florida and California. Another ride that might not be worth your time here at Disneyland Paris on your 1 day here is Disney's PhilharMagic. This is the 3D show where you wear the glasses and it goes through the different stories of Disney. But here, this is kind of what it looks like, and it's not super special. They didn't theme it in any way. The one in Florida is so much better. Buzz Lightyear laser blasters. It's exactly the same as the one in California, but the queue is not designed to hold a lot of people. So it's only a 25-minute wait and the line is all the way outside of the ride.
The dark rides, Snow White, Pinocchio, and Peter Pan, are very similar to the ones in California, so I'd skip, unless they have a short line. This next one hurts to say, but it's one of the biggest letdowns in the park. Jeff and I love Indiana Jones in California, but this is not the same. If you love roller coasters, you might enjoy this, but one common complaint is that the ride tends to bang the rider's head against the shoulder restraints. Every time we've gone, it's been more painful than fun. Now, this next park is where expectations really matter, because depending on how you plan it, it can either be incredible or feel like a waste of time.
Okay, so there's a show going on nearby with Thor and Loki speaking in French. I wanted to tell you about the Avengers roller coaster. So this used to be Rockin' Roller Coaster. So if you're familiar with that ride in Florida, then this ride is very similar as far as the layout is concerned, but it's been themed after the Avengers. And so if you really like roller coasters and you like that thrill, then this is a pretty good one over here at Walt Disney Studios Paris in the Marvel area. It's a pretty good one. I'd say it's pretty thrilling.
Our favorite ride is by far the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, which takes Florida's version to a whole nother level.
If you're a fan of the ride, you'll obviously like it, but it's actually a little different. The way the ride is laid out is different, and it uses the little girl in the opening video sequence from Twilight Zone as kind of like your host. Anyway, it took me by surprise the first time I rode it. It's definitely a different experience, so I would highly recommend checking out the Hollywood Tower of Terror in Walt Disney Studios Park.
Though there aren't as many rides here as you'll find in Disneyland Paris, most are generally well worth your time, with the exception of one.
Nom de pneu! J'espère que vous appréciez mon hommage à la...
Cars Road Trip. Given its appeal to all ages, this ride had a pretty long wait for an otherwise short and unfulfilling experience.
That was the whole ride.
Merci d'avoir été des nôtres aujourd'hui.
It sounds like a good idea. Jeff was really excited for it because it reutilizes one of the famous scenes from Catastrophe Canyon from the Backlot Tour at Hollywood Studios. It is a very short ride. You basically go around in a circle, and on one end you have Catastrophe Canyon, and the other end you load on and load off. So I really wouldn't ride this unless you have kids and you just want to get off your feet for a little bit, but definitely not what I thought it would be.
But perhaps the most unique ride is Ratatouille, which was later brought over to Epcot. Though it's almost exactly the same, there is something special about following that rat in the same magical city that the story takes place.
One thing that you can do that you actually can't do in Florida is you can go on the single rider line. And so right now the wait time is about 35 to 40 minutes for the normal line, but single rider is only 10 minutes. So we're gonna jump in line for that, ride Ratatouille, and it's a really good ride. I really suggest riding it in Paris since this is where it's meant to be ridden.
In Les de Remy, you will find several carts full of quick eats featuring wines from all over France, along with tasty treats, both savory and sweet. If you are a fan of Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, this is an absolute must.
When you come down to Ratatouille, not only do they have Chez Remy, the very nice French restaurant, but they have all these different stands lining the pathway that represent different regions of France and surrounding countries like Belgium. And they offer wine and macaroons and desserts and waffles and treats and snacks. It's a very Parisian thing. It's a very beautiful area, and so I highly recommend it.
Disneyland Paris doesn't utilize mobile orders like California or Florida. This often leads to long lines and the challenge of finding places to sit. For Jeff and I, we found it much easier to simply step out for food in Disney Village.
If you really need something substantial, I really recommend just stepping outside the park and heading over to Disney Village. It's kind of like the Disney Springs or Downtown Disney of Disneyland Paris. You don't have to leave the security area, so you can go between parks easily. They have lots of restaurants here and the price point is much better. So I really recommend just coming out, getting away from the crowds because they can get really intense, and just seeing what they have to offer for food.
If you are wanting sit-down restaurants in the park, Jeff and I really enjoyed Walt's, which paid tribute to the big man himself with American-style food cooked with a gourmet twist. There's also Captain Jack's, which is similar to the Blue Bayou restaurant in California in that they both face the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
It's a pretty neat restaurant. It is a prefixed menu, and it has a lot of more seafood options, so if you like that, you may want to check reservations.
Last but not least, we have the park's atmosphere. You absolutely have to check out Sleeping Beauty's castle, including the upstairs, which tells the story through the stained glass, and the downstairs that features the dragon. The Alice in Wonderland maze is alright if you've got time to spare, but otherwise it's usually just overcrowded and a bit confusing. Keep in mind that the time of year makes a big difference here.
It's so cold.
This is the part most first-timers don't think about, and it can completely change your day. Unlike Florida, where it's usually sunny and warm, Paris can get below freezing. And when we visited in fall, it got cold and dark around 4 p.m., which pretty much ended our day. Compare that to when we visited in summer, and it was warm and light out past 10, which brings me to another travel hack. Thunder Mountain is often a long wait all day, but they usually let people get in line up until close. What Jeff and I usually do is get in line around 10:50 and end the day with a bang.
All right, Ms. and me, so those are all of the tips and rides and food and experiences I recommend for Disneyland Paris, especially if you only have one day to go. And also some of the things I recommend just nixing off your list. We're staying at the Grand Magic Hotel, which is one of the Good Neighbor hotels, and it's only about a 30-minute walk, and it's so beautiful. It's so nice and green here everywhere you look. It's amazing. So I hope that this video inspired you and gave you some ideas for how to spend your day at Disneyland Paris. It's going to be amazing and you're going to love it. I'm trying to stay away from the cars. And yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is to just slow down and enjoy the day. Sometimes we can get so caught up in trying to get everything done that's on our list and make sure we see it and do it all. And honestly, the magic of the parks happens when you stop and you slow down and you just take it in. And Disneyland Paris certainly has its own atmosphere and its own form of magic to experience. So I encourage you to do that. I hope this video encouraged you, and I'll see you on the next adventure.
Do you have any tips on what to do in Disneyland Paris? Leave us a comment below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to help our channel grow. Bon voyage!